All right, let's get into something that's, well, pretty personal for all of us. We're going to talk about those silent sacrifices, the legacies our parents built for us, things that shape who we are in ways we probably don't even see.
So, to kick things off, I want to start with a question. And it's a question I bet most of us have never really truly thought about. It sounds simple, but trust me, the answer, it can kind of change how you see everything. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. Have you ever wondered what were their passions? What were their big ambitions? Before you came along and became their entire world. It's kind of wild when you think about it, right? We're always talking about our goals, our ambitions, our success. We're so laser-focused on the future they helped us create that we just forget to look back at the blueprints of their lives. And this leads to a really, really powerful idea. Their dreams, they didn't just disappear into thin air. Nope. They were consciously and lovingly put on pause. I mean, it's such a simple truth, but it's one we forget all the time. Before we were even a thought, our parents had dreams too. They had their own adventures planned, their own mountains they wanted to climb.
And this quote, this says it all. They didn't quit their dreams because they failed. They paused them because they chose us. The language here is so important. It wasn't failure. It was a choice. The dream wasn't given up on. It was just paused. And that little distinction, that's everything. Because they chose us.
And look at this. This really shows you that trade-off, doesn't it? A father who wanted to see the world, well, he stayed back to work overtime. A mother who dreamed of a huge career, she stayed home so her kid wouldn't be alone. See? A dream for a bigger world was traded to make our world bigger. Their ambition got funneled into building our future. It's this incredible silent sacrifice. Okay, so let's get into a story that it brings this whole thing to life. It's about a boy, his father, and a secret dream that was hidden away in an old notebook. So, you gotta picture this. There's this young boy, and he's actually embarrassed by his dad, who's a laborer. Dusty clothes, rough hands. Through a kid's eyes, all that hard work can look so different, right? It's not seen as a sacrifice, but as something to be ashamed of. And he even asks him, why can't you be like other fathers? Why are you so ordinary? Wow, I mean, those words are just so harsh, aren't they? They come from that place of not knowing any better when you're young. And you can just imagine the father's silence. It says everything.
But then, years go by, and he finds this old notebook. And when he opens it, he sees these incredible sketches of beautiful buildings. And this is it. This is that moment of discovery. Suddenly, everything's about to click into place. Those dusty clothes, those rough hands, they're about to mean something totally different. And right there, on one of the pages, it says, "My dream is to become an architect." And just like that, everything changes. His father wasn't ordinary at all. He was a dreamer. He was an architect who gave up his dream of building amazing structures so he could build an amazing life for his son. A realization like that, it changes everything. It completely reframes what you think of as your responsibility, your duty. It goes way beyond just making money or being successful. Which brings us to this new idea of true responsibility. And what is that? It's not just about paying the bills or taking care of business. It's about really, truly understanding the sacrifices that built you. It's knowing the foundation you're standing on. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? They never ask you to repay them. They don't demand fancy things. They never once say, hey, you need to go fulfill our dreams. But you can see it. You can see it in their tired eyes. It's this silent hope. Okay, so what do you do with all this? The point isn't to feel guilty, not at all. It's about finding a whole new kind of motivation. It's about taking that legacy and turning it into fuel for your own journey. Think about it this way. You study not because they're making you, but because you know they believed in you. You work hard, not because society says you have to, but because they trusted you. And you stand strong, not because life is some walk in the park, but because they stood strong for you.
So when you feel like giving up, when you're just exhausted, just remember this. Your parents never gave up on you. Their resilience is literally your inheritance.
And that is a huge shift in perspective. Suddenly, their dreams are living inside of you. You're not just living your life anymore. You are carrying their hopes forward. So this brings us to the big finish. What does it all lead to? What does their dream coming true actually look like?
Well, the real victory, it isn't about fame or money. Not at all.
It's that moment. That moment when they look at you and they see their love reflected right back at them. That's the win.
It's hearing them say with so much pride, "This is my child." That's it. That's the real prize. And it's not because of what you have, but because of who you've become.
So, yeah, go chase your dreams, for sure. Do amazing things, but just never forget that you are also someone else's dream come true. When you really think about it, that's the living legacy. Your life, your potential, this whole journey you're on, that was their dream. And you're the one making it real.